Welcome everybody to the next video in our playlist of making a browser-based game of an old favourite game of mine called Deuteros. You'll remember it from these images here, if you from that generation of the early 90s. It's on the Amiga ST. I just loved it. Good game, mainly a data-driven game, little bits of animation here and there, but not really much. In this video, we're going to be looking at creating the click system, the thing that actually drives the event loop for everything to happen. So let's get started. Okay, so in order to create the event loop, we're going to run this as a command line in Laravel. So to make the command line, we're going to do php artisan make command, and I'm going to prefix all of the commands. I don't think there's going to be many other than the event loop. I can't think of any offhand, but I'm just going to prefix them all with Deuteros so that I know it's my command. So Deuteros loop, we'll call this one. You can call them whatever you want really, but it's just, I like to use some form of convention on this. So you'll notice now in our commands folder we have this Deuteros loop file, and we can just pad this out accordingly. So this is what we write after PHP artisan in order to make this run. You can just say run the game event loop, and we'll put something in here in a moment. Now what I like to do is put command line stuff into a trait. And the reason for that is it means that if we ever need to use the logic that's in the trait for something else other than on the command line, then it's there for us to use. So I'm just going to call this event. No, we'll call it. So we're going to call this the loop trait. Loop trait, and how it works is, I'm not sure if I have to namespace this. I better namespace it just in case it becomes important. I think I do actually. App traits. So anything I put in here, if I then assign this trait to that command has access to that method or these methods. So then I can keep all the logic in this trait. We can then use the trait in other controllers if we want to use the logic for any other reason. So anyway, let's see if we can just create a simple method. So public function event loop. Okay, so let's return 1, just so that we know we've got something. So this is event loop. So in the command we can say use event event. Is it event trait? Is that what we called it? Loop trait. Loop trait. So that's imported it for us there already. So now we should be able to call, so we can say echo this event loop, because we can now use that method from the trait in our command here. So if we now run php artisan, well, let's just run php artisan, and you'll see there's our command now that we've set up. So we can run Deuteros loop. So let's do that. php artisan Deuteros loop, and it returns 1. There we go. So we know this now works, so we can start building our event loop in the trait. We don't have to worry about the command anymore. Okay, let's just comment that because we know we need to return something. So what we're concentrating on to start with, probably just for this video at least, is the production of resources from the planet that the user is on. In this case, it's just Earth at the minute. And we're not going to deal with things for now, like is there an MTX installed, how many derricks and all that. We'll come back to that later. We'll just want to get the functionality working. So let's call it extract body resources. Okay. So let's think. Let's have a look at the models. So we want to the data we want to update is this, because what we want to do is increment that. We want to add a value to that there. So at some point, ideally, we should be searching for that pivot data of the installation. But let's first of all get the planet information. Okay, so let's see, what's the best way to do this? I'm thinking if there's lots of people playing, do we loop through each planet, then loop through each installation on each planet? Yeah, because then we only have to get the resources once for each planet. So let's just do that. Let's just get bodies. I say planet, I mean planets and moons, which is bodies, equals body. Let's just say where null parent ID. So that just basically means it's not a son. Okay. Oh, we want to get the resources with that as well. Okay. So let's loot that. Bodies each. So we loop the body, we then can get the list of resources. So the ultimate aim is, ultimately what we want to do is update this stocks one. We need to get a list of, okay. So we need to also get a list of the installations, don't we? So that's going to be colonies, installations. So a body, yeah. Is that how it's going to work? Are we going to do it like that? Let me just make a few doodles here. So body, colonies. Oh yeah. Colony, because that relates to body. That's fine. So body will have colonies, and colonies will have installations. Yeah, that's fine. And installations will have resources. So colonies, that's actually part of that. Colonies, installations, and that will be resources. Okay. Okay, I think that's right. Let's just do a dump of body body resources first of all. Make sure we've got them. Use of undefined constant resources, assumed resources. So if I not used, using JavaScript notation. Try that again. Okay. So we've still got an error. Oh. I thought I saved that. Oh, okay, yeah. So, body resources. Okay, I'm just going to say where ID4, in other words, Earth. Okay. Yeah, okay, so we've got like the methane and we've got the deuterium. Okay, so that's fine. I don't know why that... Is it parent ID null? Let's have a look in the bodies table. Oh yeah, we want it where it's not null. Oh. Where null parent ID basically means the sun or the stars. It's where not null. Oh, silly. Okay, so let's try that again. There we go. So there's all the planets. So we know we'll have the resources for Earth. That's fine. So now what we want to do is loop through each of the installations. So that's these. Yeah. Let's just check that. Colonies. Installations. What we'll do is we'll just die after one loop. Or no, we'll do that where we'll do the ID4 again just for Earth, just so that we know. Property installations does not exist on this collection instance. So that's that, is it? Colonies, installations. Ooh, have I not put it in? Okay, so there's no colonies on Earth as it stands. Oh, yeah, it's not populated the colonies table. Right, let me do a migration. Okay, let's try that again. Am I still logged in? Yeah, but that home link is dead. It's not related to what we're doing. So we'll go to base. Oh, we haven't picked the race, that's why. So if I pick humans, okay. So now, okay, so no errors, that's good. So so we've only dumped stuff out at the minute, so that's fine. So we're definitely getting data. So, sorry about that. Let's just do a bit of trial and error here. So, body resources each. Just going to call them res. Yeah, okay. So that's now going to give us iron, titanium, aluminium. So for iron, so now we need to say any installation now gets this iron. So body, so let's loop the colonies. Body, colonies, each colony okay, I think I need to pass in the body in here now. Yeah. So now we need to loop the installations. That's what it is. So colony installations each. Oh, I keep forgetting to wrap that in a callback function, so let's just do that. Okay. Yeah, not complex at all. Function. So we've got res. We need to pass that right down here. So use res. Okay, so now res is available here. Now every installation, you remember as part of the start thing earlier we added this. In fact, let's just put a notation on that. Create blank stocks records. Okay, so we added these as blank, so we know these exist for this planet if this planet produces the resource. So all we have to do now, we can do a simple Laravel trick here, which is simply to, remember we said we just need to have that stocks reference. Well, stocks comes from, let's find the model. You can either get it from installation or resource, and we've got both of them. So installation has this resources reference. So we should be able to say, okay, what we can do is use a where in, so we might be able to do this all at once. I don't know whether you can do an increment on a collection. So we need to get all the resources here. So rather than loop the resources, why don't we just say resource IDs equals bodies resources, and then I think we can just do pluck ID. Then we don't have to loop the resources, so we can cancel that one out. Yeah. We can then pass the resource IDs in here and then in here. Let's just get rid of these. Okay, and then we can just say increment. Oh yeah, I need to put the field name. So resources, installation resources, we're in resource ID. Okay, let's try that. Let's get rid of our debug. Oh, Try that. Too few arguments, increment not passed in, and at least one expected. I didn't think one was expected. I thought it was optional. Let's have a look. Increment. Oh, we increment the field name, of course. So increment quantity. So let's try that. Okay, no errors. So I'm guessing these now should all have a quantity of 1. No. Worth a shout, wasn't it? Okay, let's see what we're missing here then. Body resources. Each. And then oh no, we could just map that, couldn't we? So we said body resources map, and then we can return our pivot and we should just be able to do our ID. Let's try that. Yes, okay. So resource IDs now. That's cool. So let's get rid of this. Pass the resources IDs in, and now when I run loop, yes, yeah. Quantity is 1. We run it again. Quantity is 2. Brilliant. Okay. So we've got that working. We obviously need to have lots of data in to make sure it's working in the right places and not working where it shouldn't, with all the other stuff we need to activate. But that in theory shows that that function works, which is great. We need to just expand that out again. Okay, so that's going to be all the bodies. That's cool. I don't know how efficient this is. If there's a more efficient way of making this query, I'm probably going to have to find it as if more and more people start to play. But I'm happy with this. This at least does what we want to do. Might as well take that return out. We're not going to return anything. So let's just compress this up. Look at that, nice and tidy. So we've extracted the body resources and put them into the relevant factories or ground stations of players who are currently active. Well, we'll put those flags in place. That's cool. I think we'll call this video, we'll bring this video to an end, because although it's just one part of the loop, we've got the loop working and something inside it working, which means going forward it should be easier to add more to this. But let's call it an end here. This is a good start for the loop. We can run this on a cron tab now, and hopefully we'll start to see this data building as we run it over time. We won't do it on a cron tab right now. We can run it manually a few times as we're playing, and we can see that data change. So thanks again very much for watching. If you like this video, please click like. If you want to see more of this video playlist being made, please click subscribe and you get notified of that. I believe there's a little bell icon as well you can click if you just want a little reminder or alarm when these videos are uploaded, but that's up to you. For now, thanks for watching and we'll see you in the next video.